Hey guys, it's Ingrid, and Mikayla recently did a reel where she talks about makeup melting off and how to apply your makeup, what order to apply things in, and specific products to use. So I was very interested in it, and everything that she uses, well, almost everything that she uses is high end. So I wanted to bring it down to drugstore level. So let's do this, but make it drugstore. All right, so it's summer and I do be sweating, so let's see what she says to do.
If your makeup tends to just melt off your face in the summer, do this. It won't prevent you from sweating, but it will help keep it on. First thing you're gonna need is some sort of blur-in face stick. This first step...
Mine is the Wet n Wild Partner Up mattifying stick. It is like this on the inside, and it kind of goes on sort of like a balmy feeling solid, but then as you rub it in, it kind of satins itself out. Like, is that a word? I don't know, but that's what it does.
Is going to help mattify, cut any shine, blur those pores, and help prevent getting oily throughout the day. It doesn't matter what brand it is, as long as it's a mattifying blur-in face stick. I'm going to press this in anywhere that I tend to get sweaty. And you want to really push it into the pores. And to really secure it, just tap it in with your fingers.
It almost looks in person like it's leaving a little bit of a, I don't want to say powdery or dusty finish on your skin, but I don't know how else to describe it. But you can definitely see that something is there. All right, so I've got that tapped into all the areas I get the most sweaty. Next.
Now you want to go in with some sort of mattifying primer. This one's from KVD, it's my personal fave. I'm going to press this all over the face.
I like the Ulta matte one. It is just their simple mattifying face primer is what it's called. It is a clear, almost looks like a chapstick tube, but it's just a clear little silicone-y primer like this. I need more than that. I think they mean for you to kind of rub it along your skin like that, but I think that's weird. So I just tap it onto my fingertip. I live in northern Indiana, so the temperatures here have been ridiculously hot. I'm talking like 90 plus degrees with heat indexes putting it at the feels like temperature of over 100. It's a lot. Okay, primer is on. Next.
Okay, this is where it gets interesting. You're going to take a blot-in powder. It is very important that is a blot-in powder, not a setting powder, not a loose powder, not a powder foundation, a blot-in powder. You are going to take some of that on a brush, and you are going to put it on your entire face. This is quite literally going to...
I'm going to stop her because I don't have a specific blotting powder. Blotting powder is different from finishing powder. It's different from powder foundation. It is meant to mattify. I do have this unique product from Mally. It is the Face Defender. Maybe you've seen advertisements for this online. It looks a little weird, maybe even a little kind of gross because of repeated use with the sponge that comes with it, and tapping it in there, it picks up the foundation that I tap it over normally. And this isn't something I use on a regular basis, but it is a mattifying product. It is the same kind of outcome that you're going to get from a mattifying powder. So if you have any mattifying powder, use that, but this is what I had to use, and it's the only thing that I guess is probably not really drugstore level, but we're working with it. I'm going in with the sponge they send it with. It's this really interesting product. It's literally like a clear, I don't even want to say gel because it's not even really gel-like, but it's just super unique. So I'm just dabbing a little bit on there and going over the entire face like she's talking about doing with the powder.
Lock in that primer. It's really going to help with the sweat.
Next.
Now, this may be the most important step. You're going to take the strongest setting spray that you own, and you are going to lock in everything you just did. Yes, you can put this on before your actual base. It's totally fine.
One of my favorite setting sprays for summertime is the Milani Make It Last Matte.
Now we're ready for makeup. Of course, the makeup you use matters too. When choosing a foundation, choose something that is a natural to matte finish. Avoid that dewy, glowy, heavily shiny, glossy shit. That's just going to come off. The more lightweight the product is, the better. I really like the Maybelline Super Stay. It's called Super Stay for a reason, because it stays. Gives me the coverage I want, but it's super lightweight. I don't feel suffocated in the heat.
Mine is in the shade 220 if you're anything like my skin tone. This actually may be just a little bit too dark for me right now, but we're going to make it work. Actually, I think it's okay.
It goes a long way. Look at that skin. The same thing goes for your concealer, your liquid cream blushes. Try to stick with a natural to matte finish. For instance, a cream to powder blush, a cream blush that sets as a powder, is going to be the best choice. Set the face with a light amount of powder so we can avoid being cakey.
She's using the Charlotte Tilbury powder. I can tell from the compact that she's taking it out of. But we're keeping it drugstore, so I'm going in with the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance. This is a nice light finish powder. This is Classic Beige, shade 115, and just a little bit on my sponge here.
Don't worry, it'll still give you that nice mattified finish. I kind of put it all over.
So she has nothing specific as far as a bronzer or blush product goes. So I'm just going to use what she ends up using. Further in the video, you're going to see here she's getting a PR package from P. Louise that has a bunch of different bronzers in it, and they're all cream bronzers. So not something I would normally think to use on a day like today where I'm going for a long-lasting finish, but I'm going to go over mine with a little bit of a double hit with the cream bronzer and then a powder bronzer over that. This is the Makeup Revolution cream bronzer. Mine is it's the Ultra cream bronzer, excuse me. Mine's in the shade Light. This is a really nice finish bronzer. I think you've probably seen me use this before.
Just applying all my bronzer and blush like I normally do. I know I'm going to be sweaty. I personally like to use a powder blush. It just lasts.
Under my jawline and lightly bringing it down my throat. That's a nice subtle finish, but we're talking lasting power here. So I'm going to go in with the Lacura. This is a brand that you get at Aldi. Yes, I said Aldi. And it is a dupe for a Benefit blush. I will put the picture of the Benefit one up here that it's duping. It's good, y'all. It's good. See how it just kind of goes over and emphasizes what I just did with the cream, but it's doing it in such a gentle, beautiful way. I won't say natural because nothing about what is on my face right now looks natural. But look, we're putting makeup on me and we want it to last. That's literally why we're all here today.
This makeup, it's not going anywhere. Tell me why I just got a whole ass oven in the mail. This is a freaking oven. It even makes noise. Very heavy. And inside, cookies. Just kidding. It's actually the new P. Louise cream bronzers. Look at these. First of all, this is one of the biggest bronzer shade range.
I'm just fast forwarding through this because it has nothing to do with the staying power point of this whole video.
Don't forget your ears.
Wait, my ears.
It really is minimal blending required.
My ears.
It really is minimal blending required. I like to do the top of my nose and my chin a little. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Can we talk about blush? She doesn't really go into a whole lot with the blush, so I wanted to show you one of the new ones that I've been using lately. This is Wet n Wild Monday. Why did that sound weird? Monday. Wet n Wild Monday Feels. It is a shade similar to the Buxom Seychelles blush that I love so much. Yes, it's a little pot leaf action on there. I was looking to get like a drugstore level dupe of that, and I saw this shade and thought maybe it might be close. It's similar, but it's not close. But it is that nice pinky brown that I'm usually looking for in a blush shade. It has kind of a strange scent to it. Like some people think it smells like coffee. Maybe, you know those coffee machines in the 90s where you could go and it would like spit out a cup at you and you could get something like a Vienna whatever, and they were just kind of strange. That's what it smells like to me, if it's going to be like a coffee smell, but it's not really strong. Anyway, I'm just hitting it with a little bit of that. The difference between this as far as the look goes and the Seychelles one, the Seychelles one has just a little tiny bit, like the perfect subtle touch of shimmer. So if you're interested in having something that makes it so you don't really even need to use highlighter, that's a good one. But this is nice for more of a matte look. And as I'm looking in my close-up mirror and I see how matte my skin looks right now, it's like, don't use that for dirty purposes later. And then I'm gonna go in with 2 different setting sprays because I want the longevity I get from this mattifying one from Milani, but I also wanna bring my skin back to reality just a little bit. First, I'm going in with my Morphe one, as I almost always do, because it's my favorite, and I have like 2 or 3 different versions of it throughout my house. Why do we do this? Because I just love the Morphe one. I have like 2 or 3 different versions of it throughout my house, and I absolutely love it, but I don't want the shine that it's going to bring. So I like the way that that kind of, I don't know, in my head, I feel like it seals everything together so nicely, but I do want this just a little bit mattified longevity from this look. So I'm gonna go in on the top of that with the Milani lip. I am gonna go in with the e.l.f. This is something, I don't even know if they make this anymore. This is e.l.f. It's the Alyssa Ashley collab. I don't even know who she is, but I liked this as kind of like a reddish nude, reddish brownish nude. This has nothing to do with red. It's just a nice brownish nude, which if you're stuck on what kind of lip color to use when you're wearing red, nude is almost always a good option. If you have any of the Alyssa Ashley collection, this one is in the shade Nude Rose. I suppose if you're doing a long-lasting look and you want lipstick that's also going to be long-lasting, there's plenty to choose from at the drugstore for a long-lasting lip. Most of them are kind of a matte finish. Maybelline has a really great collection of different ones that actually have a little bit of a sheen to them that are long-lasting. What am I trying to say? But I just feel like on a sweaty day, the last thing I want is something that's gonna feel a little bit sticky on my lips and that I'm gonna be worried about how has the weather affected it. So I'm probably gonna have a gloss or a balm or something like that with me anyway. So having something like this that I can just throw in my purse that's gonna give a nice look, but also provide a little bit of moisture and is going to give me simple touch-ups throughout the day, I'd rather have something like this. But yeah, so that's it, guys. This is my finished look in comparison. Not the colors, not everything that she was going for, but the actual products that we're gonna use along the way that are gonna be long-lasting and helpful and making it drugstore. So if you guys liked this video, what are you doing? Subscribe. Hello. Hope you guys had a good time. Thanks for sticking around all the way to the end. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. It helps my channel. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a really great rest of your day. Bye.